What's up guys, it's Crypto Clay here, and today we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin halving. For those of you that are brand new to Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general, halving is an event that occurs when a block reward for all of the miners decreases by 50%. So basically what's going to occur is the miners that generate each block that allows transactions to occur on the blockchain will be rewarded 50% less than what they're currently receiving. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin wiki, and I'll show you guys exactly what it says about the Bitcoin supply. Okay, this is the Bitcoin Wikipedia page, and in the supply section it says, successful miner finding the new block is allowed by the rest of the network to reward themselves with newly created bitcoins and transaction fees. As of 9 July 2016, the reward amounted to 12.5 newly created bitcoins per block added to the blockchain, plus any transaction fees from payments processed by that block. To claim the reward, a special transaction called the Coinbase is included with the processed payments. All Bitcoins in existence have been created in such Coinbase transactions. The Bitcoin protocol specifies that the reward for adding a block will be halved every 210,000 blocks, approximately every 4 years. Eventually, the reward will decrease to zero and the limit of 21 million Bitcoins will be reached. Roughly around 2140 is what they're estimating. The record keeping will then be rewarded solely by transaction fees. So again, just to reiterate, once all of the Bitcoins have been mined, all 21 million, which we know not all of them will be in existence because a lot have been lost since the inception of Bitcoin, but once all 21 million have been mined, the miners that are currently mining the blockchain for Bitcoin and its proof of work system will be rewarded solely on the transaction fees that are incurred for each transaction. Now, that'll obviously be long after our lifetime, but that is what is going to take place. In other words, Nakamoto set a monetary policy based on artificial scarcity at Bitcoin's inception that the total number of Bitcoins could never exceed 21 million. New Bitcoins are created roughly every 10 minutes, and at the rate at which they are generated drops by half about every 4 years until all will be in circulation. So again, that is saying miners receive a certain reward for each block generated that is halved every 4 years on the Bitcoin blockchain. Cool. So now that we know what Bitcoin halving is, let's take a look at some charts. So this chart is showing us the time frame at which the first Bitcoin halving occurred. The first Bitcoin halving occurred in November of 2012. As you can see, the price was around $10, $11 or so. As time went on, the price shot up to $230. And once it hit that $230 mark, there was a sharp decline, and it lost over half of its value. Then another year goes by, and the price just skyrockets. Now, all of this was taking place when the whole Mt. Gox scandal occurred. For those of you that don't know what that is, I encourage you to look it up and understand the entire history of Bitcoin. It will definitely help you in the process of learning and growing as a potential trader, as a potential user on the network. You should know all of the things that have occurred. Okay, so this is the chart for 2012, like I was saying, that shows that we had not much movement in the price leading up to the Bitcoin halving, but shortly after we saw a price rise. There was a huge spike in the price up to $230 from that $11 mark, and then a sharp decline. Then about a year later, we saw another huge spike in the price. Here we have 2016 and 2017, a lot of users came into the space around 2017 and know exactly what happened at that point whenever Bitcoin reached its 20K mark. But let's go back and take a look at the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving in 2016 occurred in June. And in June, the price was rising. And then after the Bitcoin halving, there was a small trend going down until eventually we hit January and hit that $1,000 mark in 2017. And slowly, steadily, the price just continued to rise until bam, we had that parabolic rise to 20K in December of 2017. So as you can see, these charts are very similar. In 2013, about a year after the Bitcoin halving, we saw a huge parabolic rise and then a very, very steep decline. In 2017, a year after the Bitcoin halving, a little over a year, about a year and a half, we saw a huge price rise, parabolic shift in the price of Bitcoin, and a steep, steep decline. Eventually, Bitcoin bottomed out around 4K, and now here we are today. That is what Bitcoin halving is. I wanted to show you those old charts to show you exactly what happened during the past 2 Bitcoin halvings, because a lot of people are talking about, oh, this Bitcoin halving is going to make the value of Bitcoin just skyrocket immediately. Well, I don't really think that's the case. As I said in my last video, I definitely thought due to resistances we were actually headed further down, and I'm not saying that as a bearish trader. You know, I am very bullish on Bitcoin in the future. I definitely think that Bitcoin is going to continue rising over time due to the fact that it's becoming more scarce. However, I want you guys to know what you're getting into this market. It's not just going to be sunshines and rainbows all the time. It's going to have its ups and downs, you know, and over the next year I could definitely see a huge change in the price, but it's not going to be an instant overnight deal like a lot of people are thinking with this Bitcoin halving. Now, that being said, there are a lot of different variations from the Bitcoin market today as it was back in 2012, as it was back in 2016. We definitely didn't have COVID-19 going on, and at that time when the first Bitcoin halving was taking place, we were still technically in a recession due to the 2008 housing market collapse, which caused Satoshi Nakamoto to write the white paper for Bitcoin. During those times, he wanted to find, he or the collective group known as Satoshi Nakamoto, wanted to find a solution to the problems that we had in our global economy. And Bitcoin was created a year later. That being said, with this halving, I definitely don't foresee the price going up just instantly. We have 5 days and 20 hours until the Bitcoin halving, and I don't foresee the price going much higher from here up into that point. I think it could be a year and a half from now before we see a very big shift in the market. And the reason that I say that is because it's going to require time for the miners to adjust to the halving rewards. Like I was talking about earlier, with each block that is produced on the Bitcoin blockchain, the miners receive half of the reward that they used to. Now, a lot of miners, especially in the mining industry, just immediately sell that digital asset on an exchange for whatever currency of their choice. And then you have some that just hold their Bitcoin for obvious reasons. But in order for there to be variation in the price of Bitcoin and that scarcity to actually take place, time has to elapse. And it's going to be a little while before the miners adjust to that change in scarcity. So I think that we're going to have to wait a little while to see the next big bull run. I don't foresee it happening immediately at the halving of Bitcoin. That's pretty much what I wanted to go over today. I'm going to be doing a 3-part series of how to get into cryptocurrency trading, how to start off. And it's going to include what exchanges to use, what cryptos to buy, what cryptos to stay away from, what exchanges to stay away from, scams that are known in the market, whether day trading or swing trading is right for you, things like that. So if you're brand new to cryptocurrency trading, if you're trying to get into cryptocurrency trading, this series will be perfect for you. I'll go over wallets to use. I'll do everything that I can to help you guys understand the basics of getting into blockchain technology, cryptocurrency trading as a whole. So go ahead and take a look at that. If you enjoyed today's video, please shoot me a like on this video, and maybe hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. CryptoClay out.